say you've got a great idea. Maybe it's a product, a service, or just a side hustle that you've been working on weekends. Whatever it is, you've hit the point where you're thinking, should I make this official? And if you're in Georgia, good news is it's pretty straightforward process to do so. Forming an LLC or a limited liability company is one of the easiest and most protective ways to start your business. And tools like LegalZoom make the whole thing a lot less intimidating. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know about starting an LLC in Georgia using LegalZoom, step by step. We'll cover what an LLC is, why it matters, what it costs, and how to make the whole process as easy and stress-free as possible. So if you follow along with this video, you'll go from idea to registered business in no time. What even is an LLC? Let's start with the basics. LLC stands for Limited Liability Company. Sounds fancy, right? But here's what it actually means. It's a type of business structure that gives you personal protection. If your business gets sued or runs into financial trouble, your personal assets like your house, your savings, your car are generally protected. They can't come after you for business-related issues. It also gives you flexibility when it comes to taxes. You can be taxed as a sole proprietor, a partnership, or even a corporation, depending on what makes the most sense for you. That flexibility can be a big deal once you start making real money. And finally, it just makes you look legit. When you've got LLC after your business name, people tend to take you more seriously. Clients, vendors, investors, and even banks. Why Georgia is a great place to start your LLC. Georgia is one of the more business-friendly states in the United States. The formation process is pretty easy, the fees are relatively low, and you're not dealing with crazy amounts of red tape. The Secretary of State's office has a solid website for business filings, and if you ever need to renew, update, or dissolve your business later on, that process is pretty simple too. Georgia does require a yearly registration, which costs $50. So once you've set things up, just know that there's a small annual fee to keep everything active and compliant. And if you're a Georgia resident, it just makes sense to register in-state unless you have a very specific reason to not, like needing Delaware's investor-friendly laws or something like that. Now, why use LegalZoom instead of doing it yourself? Technically, yes, you can go to the Georgia Secretary of State's website and file everything yourself. But it's kind of like doing your own taxes. If you know exactly what you're doing and you have the time, go for it. But for most people, having a platform like LegalZoom guide you through the process is worth the money. Now, here's what you get with LegalZoom. A step-by-step process that's easy to follow. Automated filing, so you don't have to keep track of different forms. Optional upgrades like EIN, an employer identification number, registration, operating agreements, registered agent services, and more. Customer support if you have questions along the way. It's kind of like having a little business formation assistant who doesn't get annoyed when you ask the same question twice. Step by step, how to start your Georgia LLC with LegalZoom. All right, so let's walk through the actual process. First things first, step one is to go to the link down in the description to go ahead and get started with LegalZoom, which will bring you to this page right here. So once you're on the website, just click on Start My Business, and from here you can go ahead and choose a plan. So there's the basic plan, there's the pro plan, and the premium plan. So the basic plan is free plus state filing fees, but it may or may not be the best option for you. It includes articles of organization, which is a document needed to officially register your LLC with the state, a name check service to confirm that your preferred business name is available, and you get 1-800-ACCOUNTANT consult to discuss tax saving services. Now, with the pro plan, you get all that plus an operating agreement, an EIN, bookkeeping tools, access to over 150 customizable legal documents for 1 year, unlimited e-signatures to send and sign agreements online, and a customizable website powered by Wix. Then there's the premium plan where you get everything in the pro plan, plus hands-on guidance from an experienced business attorney, unlimited 30-minute attorney consultations within the first 30 days, and any changes to your LLC formation documents within the first 30 days. So for this example, I'm gonna go ahead and just select the basic plan and click on Form My LLC. So next we're gonna enter your business name. So here's where you'll type in the name of your business, and this is sort of a big moment. The name is how people will know you, so take a second to make sure that it's something that you're proud of. Now, LegalZoom can check the name and see if it's available for you, and if not, you'll need to tweak it to something else. So we'll go ahead and let's say we're opening up a coffee shop, and we'll go ahead and click next, and we'll select our state. And in this example, we're in Georgia. And next it's gonna ask for an email address and a phone number. So go ahead and fill this out if you'd like. And for now, I'm just gonna leave that blank and go ahead and click next. And for this, we'll go ahead, see if there we go, perfect. There's coffee shop right there. We'll go ahead and select that. So here you can just go ahead and press next again. So here it's just saying, you wanna make sure that you meet your state's legal obligations with required ongoing filings. So basically, they're just trying to upsell you here into some other services, which you may or may not want. So we'll we'll go ahead and just click on select plan. So again, we selected the basic plan, which was free. You just had to pay for the state filing fees. But here you can go ahead and add on some things that are included in the other plan for a little bit better deal. So you can either choose just the operating agreement plus EIN, or the operating agreement, EIN, forms, and e-sign. So this is the best value, but again, you don't have to choose it. For this example, I'll go ahead and select that. Next, it's going to ask if it wants to help you get a business bank account set up. For this example, we're going to go ahead and just skip that. But if that's something that you want to do, you can go ahead and do that. And then here, there's a couple more things that, it wants to try and upsell you. So if you need expedited shipping, you can get 1-day expedited processing for $99, or you can go ahead and just choose the 5 to 14 day standard processing, which for most of you should be enough. And then there's the founder's kit. So businesses face many formalities after forming. Keep your LLC organized with vital documents printed in one place. We're gonna go ahead and skip that and click next. Here we go. For $304, you can go ahead and get started with your LLC using LegalZoom in Georgia. Registered agent services. So in Georgia, every LLC is required to have a registered agent. And this is someone who can receive legal documents on behalf of your business. You can be your own registered agent, or you can pay LegalZoom to do it for you. Now, if you don't want your home address on public record, or if you want someone else to manage this part for you, it might be worth it to pay for someone else to take care of this for you and pay for registered agent services. All right, step 8, review and check out. Now, once you've gone through all the questions and options, you'll land on the summary page that shows you exactly what you're getting and how much it costs. Double check everything and then proceed to check out. You'll need a credit card or debit card to pay the Georgia filing fee, which is usually around $100, plus any extras that you choose. Now, once you hit submit, LegalZoom will start processing your LLC. So what happens after you file? After you submit everything, LegalZoom will handle the filing with the Georgia Secretary of State. This usually takes anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks, depending on the current workload and whether you paid for expedited processing. When everything is complete, you'll get a confirmation email along with your official formation documents. You'll want to save those. They're proof that your LLC is real and recognized by the state. At this point, your business is officially formed, but there are still a few things that you need to do to check off your list. Post-LLC setup. What comes next? Open a business bank account. Once you have your EIN, or your employer identification number, you can head to your local bank or apply online and open a dedicated business account. Now, don't skip this step. Keeping your personal and business finances separate is important for taxes, liability, and just general organization. Set up accounting or bookkeeping. Whether you use software like QuickBooks or just a spreadsheet, start tracking your income and expenses now. It's much easier to keep up with things regularly than to try to backtrack during tax season. Consider business insurance. Now, depending on your industry, it might make sense to look into general liability insurance, professional liability insurance, or product liability insurance. This protects you in case something goes wrong with a customer, client, or a product. File annual registration with Georgia. So every LLC in Georgia needs to file a yearly registration with the Secretary of State, and it costs $50 and can be done online. So mark your calendar, because missing this can result in late fees or even administrative dissolution. Start marketing your business. So now that you're official, it's time to get the word out there. Whether you're using social media, building a website, or just telling friends and family, start spreading the word and getting customers. Wrapping it all up. Starting an LLC in Georgia with LegalZoom isn't hard, and it doesn't take long. You can probably do this whole process in under an hour if you've already picked a name and you know the basics of your business. It's one of those small steps that can have a huge impact. Forming an LLC gives your business a layer of legal protection, makes you look more professional, and sets you up for growth down the road. So if you've been thinking about taking the leap, then this is your sign. Use LegalZoom to make it easy, protect yourself, and start building something that lasts. If you want to get started setting up your LLC or holding company, you'll find links to LegalZoom down in the description below. This is an affiliate link, which means that we earn a small commission when you use it at no extra cost to you. And these commissions really help support the channel and allow us to continue to create free content just like this. So if you end up using it, we thank you so much in advance. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Here on LLC Deals, we cover everything that you need to know about forming, managing, and scaling your LLC or holding company, plus some smart tax strategies and business tips to help you grow. So be sure to subscribe. But other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you here in the next video.